मोर बिजू बाबू संगे मोर देखा हाराहारी 1974 जो प्रथम मुई एमएलए बनी थी एमएलए बनवार परे 74 आमर बिजू बाबू मिस्टर आर एन सिंह देव डॉक्टर महताब मैंने सब मिसी गोटे पार्टी करते तेणु से समय संगे आमर इंटरेक्शन बिजू बाबू सागर देखा साक्षात होता मीट करूँ प्रथम देखा सीटे है संगे आप जान तांकर पु नवीन पट्टनायक जी सागर मुझे पढ़ुली कि बिजू पट्टनायक विशेष स्कूल को आसी ना जहाँ देखा है उड़ीसा भितर है से समय जना पड़ा जे से गोटे विराट नेतृत्व अच्छा ओडिशार 1974-75 रे मोर फादर मिस्टर आर एन सिंह देवर देहांत हो गला तारपरे बिजू बाबू बिकेम द सोल लीडर ऑफ आवर पार्टी आमे सबू तांकर संगे रहिलु से आमको उत्साह देले एवं सबू जिनिस रे समर्थन कले तांकर तो व्यक्तित्व तो बहुत बड़ अच्छी से बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस वॉर रे जेहेतु सरकार लगी काम करुले प्लेन उड़ाऊले एयरफोर्स रे थिले किंतु से भारत स्वाधीनता संग्राम रे जोग देथिले एवं ही saved the Indian soldiers in 47 and fell foul of the British government. He was then later arrested by the British government. Indonesian war कथा आपण जानिछन्ति बिजू बाबूर से विभिन्न इंडोनेशियन नेताओं को बंचे कर आनीथिले. He saved them on a word from पंडित नेहरू से मिसेस ज्ञान पट्टनायक तांकर प्लेन रे जाइथिले जाइकरी तांको सेठू रेस्क्यू करी आणले एवं खाली सेतकी नहीं से काश्मीर वॉर रे भी से भाग नहीं थिले तांको पंडित नेहरू पठैथिले टू रेस्क्यू सम फ्रीडम फाइटर्स फ्रॉम कश्मीर एंड ही was perhaps one of the first pilots to go down, land in Kashmir, rescue his fellow freedom fighters and bring them back to India. So his stories we had heard and we were very impressed by them. But he was very down to earth. You could, he had no airs about him. You could talk to him one to one and he would support and help you at any given time. दिने बिजू बाबूर तांकर जन्मदिन थिला so I invited him to my house. So sir, please come and have dinner. And he kindly agreed. And when he came, he told us many stories of his freedom struggle. I later on in life asked him, I said, sir, you've one time you fought 5 elections. And apparently you were not successful. When we fight elections, we fight one election. And sometimes we are not successful. When we are not successful, we feel very low, very depressed, and probably can't leave our house for a month or more. But I find that after losing so many elections, it didn't bother you. You were out working for the people and moving around and doing your normal routine and business. How do you mentally condition yourself to a situation like this? And Biju Babu answered me. He says, once Sukarno told him that politics is just a process. Nobody ever wins and nobody ever loses. Then he told me, he says, remember it. In your life also times will come when you will win and when you will lose. So there's nothing to worry about losses, it's just a process. Nobody really ever wins. This process goes on. And this is something I've always remembered from Biju Babu. I've learnt this in my times of trial, in my times of tribulation. This thought has always helped me, and whenever I've had the chance to speak about it in public, I do so. He was very keen for adventure tourism. He himself cycled all the way to Peshawar from Cuttack, and that's history by itself. So he made me tourism minister in 1992. So on the first day I went to Biju Babu and asked him, I said, sir, what do you want me to do as a tourism minister? And Biju Babu said, we looked up, thought for a moment, and then he said, well, you know, our ancient mariners, what a wonderful history they had. And why don't you sail a boat to Bali and send some Udaya boys and girls in it? And that would be ideal. And Biju Babu forgot about it. I rang up Admiral Ramdas, who was the then chief of the Navy, and he said this can very easily be arranged, a boat can be arranged, people can be trained, the Navy will support, but we have to get the defense minister's clearance. So I went and saw Sharad Pawarji, who was then the defense minister. And I said, sir, we would like to do this. It's a thought by Biju Patnaik ji, and it's a thought, and I would like to fulfill this adventure tourism. He said, it's a capital idea, consider it sanctioned. And in 3 weeks, I got a sanction letter from the Defense Ministry authorizing a boat from the Navy to sail, and they promised to train one girl, one boy from Odisha. So that took place, they got trained, and then they set sail for Bali. So that's where our ancient mariners used to go. And the boat sailed from Paradip. Biju Babu was there to flag the boat sailing. There were a big flotilla followed for a short while. There were 6 helicopters who dropped flowers on the boat, and there were big boats from the Navy which supported the cause. There were about 150, 200,000 people on their own who saw the flotilla off. It took 2.5 months to get to Bali, and after getting to Bali, Biju Babu from his own money took 100 people from here in the cultural department to go and perform in Bali, and then later invited the people from Bali to come to Odisha. Biju Babu not only controlled the politics of Odisha, he controlled the politics of India. In fact, he was the person who put all the opposition leaders together, and he saw that an opposition front was formed, and he was actually instrumental first in seeing Chaudhary Charan Singh ji come as the Prime Minister, and then he was instrumental in seeing Shri VP Singh as the Prime Minister. It's unfortunate that Mr. Biju Patnaik, who was the fittest man in the country to be the Prime Minister, never got to be a Prime Minister because of circumstances, but he definitely made many Prime Ministers, and he's a fit man, as I have brought it up in the Rajya Sabha many times, and especially that he is the man who should have got the Bharat Ratna, who should get the Bharat Ratna for his performances. There is no other leader in India who has his background, who has helped in the freedom struggle, who's flown his own planes. He's helped in the Russian struggle, in the Kashmir struggle, in the Indonesian struggle, and the Indian struggle. There's no leader living today, or perhaps earlier on, who have done all these things. Why Mr. Biju Patnaik is ignored and not got the Bharat Ratna today really fails me. He was totally for the people. He wanted the power to go to the people. The power should be decentralized. It should not be with the ministers. It should not be with the government directly. It should be with the people. That's why he made the Panchayat system strong. And Mr. Naveen Patnaik has really improved that. He made a reservation perhaps for 50%, and he has strengthened the Panchayat Raj system, and the power really devolves from the people. A lot happens at the chairman level, a lot happens in the Panchayat level, and this is how matters go on. Biju Babu was once electioneering and touring in my district, in Saintala, Nirvachana Mandali. There was a small village there, and I was sitting with Biju Babu, and Biju Babu traditionally sat on top of the hood of the car. ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ କଥା ହେଇନ୍ତି ଲୋକଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସେ କାର ହୁଡ୍ ଉପରେ ବସୁଥିଲେ ସେ ସମୟରେ ବସି ଗୋଟେ ଓଲ୍ଡ ୱୁମନ୍ ଘେସରି ତାଙ୍କର ପାଖେ ଆସିଲା से कहला जे आगे आमर जहाँ आमको मिनिमम वेज मिलूँ सारा बहुत कम अच्छे तो से पचारे से बुढ़ी को जे केते मिलले तोर काम चलो से कहला क्या 25 टंका दिन को मिलले काम चलो सो बिजू बाबू नेक्स्ट डे अनाउंस द पॉलिसी दैट द minimum wage would be raised from whatever it was to what that lady had 10 to 25 I think or 11 to 25 that the lady had demanded. So he was people's person. He talked to them and I have seen Biju Babu giving speeches. He never gave a speech. He talked to the audience and encouraged them to talk back. And when they talked back to him, he picked up issues which he could actually place in in his cabinet or take policy decisions from. So Biju Babu interacted directly. I've seen him deal with all his files directly. He was aware of just about everything. People respected him and did his bidding out of respect for him. So there really is no comparison to Biju Babu in the country. His background, his name and fame and his performance. Biju Babu was always for the youth. He always encouraged the youth in whatever they needed to do. A small incident, when people played cricket in front of his house, he used to present them cricket kits, all kinds of things he used to do. The Biju Babu wanted the youth to grow and he constantly encouraged them. He wanted the wealth of Odisha, the mines of Odisha, the other kind of wealth of Odisha to grow in Odisha, and he always wanted a physical freedom for Odisha where we could generate our own money and develop our state because the center was not supporting us. And that freedom he never got, unfortunately, in his lifetime, but that freedom has now come to the state. Now it is being encouraged. His policies are now being encouraged in the country. So the youth, he wanted the youth to be self-sufficient, to be educated, to go forth in running the country, forming the opinions, and he encouraged the youth to start their own industries, their own special financial system to support their economic base. Biju Babu was always for the youth. Biju Babu definitely was a person who supported all religions. I mean, there was no difference. He encouraged every relation. He gave freedom of religion to everybody to perform their own religious performances. And whether it's a church or a mosque or a temple, he gave support to everybody, and everybody was happy with him. I don't think there were any major incidents in his time which in the religious sector, and I think things ran very smoothly under him.